Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitchhiking Yeti here, and today I'm in Mooresville, North Carolina, and I'm going to take you on a tour through one of my favorite places to go look at vintage items from the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and the 90s a little bit now. The 90s is starting to become a vintage thing too. But yeah, we're here at the Antique Mall here in Mooresville. This is the Main Street and Design Gallery Antique Mall right here on Main Street. You can't miss it because it has this huge, oversized picture of the Mona Lisa. And then if you do come and it's after lunchtime, for sure come with an appetite, because right next to it you have this place right here. This is Barcelona Burgers, and they got really tasty burgers in there. So that being said, my friends, let's get started. Let's head inside and see what kind of cool stuff we can find today. All right, we are inside, and this kind of gives you an idea what the place looks like on the inside. Look at all the antique items they have. But right off, we got toy pickers right here, and they have a lot of cool looking vintage toys over here, and we're definitely going to take a little walk through here and check some of this cool stuff out, because they got baseball cards, trading cards here. They got Pokemon. Look at all the selection of Hot Wheels they have here in the area. They even got some Matchbox cars over here. Look at that right there. That is the Pro Set 1991 Winston Cup Series cards, trading cards right there that you can have for yourself. The old lunchbox right there. Look at this 1977 Remco Batman, the Batcopter. That's straight out of the Adam West TV show, right? That's what it looks like. And then right over here we have Evel Knievel in the box, the stunt cycle. And over here we got some Masters of the Universe, little He-Man action going on there. The Slime Pit. Never had anything quite like that from He-Man, but I think I do remember that one. So I'm going to just try to give you as much of a wide overview as I can here in the area of all these cool items I have. Right over here is E.T. Got some G.I. Joe going on there. Check that out right there, that Knight 2000 Turbo Booster. I actually had that when I was a kid. I totally remember having that. That little contraption that just shot the kit out of the little tunnel. I just thought that was so neat. Look at some of the cards they have in here, like trading cards. I got like Rambo right there, and then right here is some wrestling, WWF. It even comes with a stick of bubble gum. You know, like what's the bubble gum like today? In these packs, you remember that? You remember getting those, and you'd always have like the stick of bubble gum in it. It would be like hard as a brick, and then it would kind of crumble apart and then come back together as real bubble gum about 5 minutes later with absolutely no flavor at all. Got Harry and the Hendersons, American Gladiators. I used to watch that TV show right there. That's pretty cool. We also have some Hooters. They got a Hooters cards. I've never seen the Hooters cards before. And right over here we have an old Game Boy. Golly, boy, that brings back some memories. Man, this stuff right here is pretty cool, man. They got some old video game stuff. This right here is the old Sega. Is that the Sega CD, maybe? Yeah, Sega CD is $750. And then right next to it, they have the Mega Drive 16-bit, which was the Sega Genesis, but I think they always sold those like in Japan as the Mega Drive. I don't think there was any real graphic difference or anything. And actually, yeah, I was correct right there. It says Japanese Sega Mega Drive system, $550 in the box. So that's pretty cool. And they also got a Sega 32X CD game right there called Fahrenheit. Look at this bat cave they got up here. Holy crap, look at that. Bruce Wayne Batman transformation elevator. Batman Forever with, who was in Batman Forever? Val Kilmer? That was the one with Jim Carrey as the Riddler, if I ain't mistaken, and Tommy Lee Jones played Two-Face. So they had that. We have Rambo. Look at that. Rock'em Sock'em. Are you kidding me? That is old school right there, friends. Over here we got Wayne Manor Batcave. Look at that, Batman and Robin. Check out this old TV they have here giving you like old school commercials and stuff. And then right down here we have some Dukes of Hazzard stuff. Check that out. Now that right there I remember. Getting the Dukes of Hazzard. You know, I got the General Lee. It was like this, and maybe Daisy's her Jeep or something, but I remember that packaging very well. from back in the day. That's pretty awesome. Now, speaking of Dukes of Hazzard, right here they have the old Dukes of Hazzard metal lunchbox for $145. It does not have the thermos in it, but it's still pretty awesome looking to see it all these years later. And right over here they have yet another Game Boy. So now we're going to move on around the corner here and see what else kind of cool stuff they have. Alright friends, when I was a kid, my best friend had this cool little electric football game we used to play. Now this was like pretty early 80s. And we would play that thing for hours. And it was so weird because there wasn't a Nintendo at this time or any real video games. Maybe Atari a little bit, but it was hard to come by because it was expensive. But this game, you turned it on, it would vibrate this tin football field. It was like metal. And it would take the characters and they would kind of vibrate and move around. It's really bad when you think about it now. But they have one of those games here for sale. And I forgot all about this, but this is the actual electric football game that I'm talking about. I don't know if you remember that. But you get two teams and see right there in the center of the screen, that little gray dial, that was the knob. And when you turn that on, it would vibrate and the players would kind of move around on the field and tackled each other and stuff. That is so awesome that they have one of those. I forgot all about that crazy game. Really a horrible game when you think about it, but when you was a young kid, you didn't have nothing else. That right there was a lot of fun and entertaining. Well, that's pretty cool right there. The Ghostbusters, they called them the real Ghostbusters cartoon back then because there was another Ghostbuster cartoon that kind of beat them to the punch. So interesting why they always had Egon in that cartoon with blonde hair when on the movie he had dark hair. Check out this old school Nintendo 64 right here. Look at that, that's pretty cool looking. It's got like some Japanese writing. I don't think I've ever seen one quite like that. 1996 Nintendo 64 Japanese import system, $450. That is pretty neat. I wonder if its colors are different. Or is that just art design? Here we have some Hot Wheels. Look at the Gremlins play set right there. That's pretty cool. Right here they have an old Virtual Boy from 1995. $975. Power Devils. I remember that. Never had it. Right there's ain't that the Atari Lynx handheld? It kind of supposed to be combating up against the Game Boy back in the day. I always thought that Lynx looked really cool just because it was in color. Did you see that little surfer on that wave? It's pretty cool looking. Oh my golly, check that out. Jordan versus Bird video game, $55. I actually played that on Nintendo, I believe, if I remember correctly. And right over here they have an old Street Fighter game. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of artwork on Street Fighter before. Check out that old slot car right there. Richard Petty Challenge. That looks pretty cool. Down here at the bottom, this is a gym right here. You was a fan of He-Man, Masters of the Universe, and you watched the cartoon. Right here is Skeletor's lair. Snake Mountain still in the box. Check that out. Then we have some old wrestling figures down here. There's the Iron Sheik. Got Andre the Giant. There's Big John Studd. How cool is that? And then there's Jimmy's Superfly Snuka. And it's only fitting to have Rowdy Roddy Piper right next to Snuka. It's too bad he don't have that coconut in his hand right now. Little inside joke, if you know, you know. If you're a wrestling fan, you know what I'm talking about. Look at that, the whole Hulk Hogan, NWO, Hollywood Hogan up there. And then they got a Super Grill right there. I don't ever remember seeing that. And then right up there we got Knight Rider, Impossibles stunt set. Pretty cool. Along with this Gene Simmons axe base. And then right here is the action set in the box on Nintendo Entertainment. And it comes with Super Mario and Duck Cut. And if I remember correctly, that is the exact same kind of action set that I received for Christmas one year back in the 80s. Don't remember what year it was, but sometime in the 80s I got my Nintendo. So we already kind of looked at all these areas. We're going to go finish out right here in this area and look at a few items. See what they have. They have some old school cereals here. They even had a Homer's Cinnamon donut. Then right here we have Hulk. Look at these old General Mills Boo Berry, Frankenberry, Fruit Brute. I don't even remember that. I remember the Count Chocula or whatever, but I don't remember that one. Just kind of panning around looking at all the different stuff they have. I see something right there. Remember MTV, Remote Control, Arch Rivals. There's David Robinson basketball. Right here's the old Street Fighter 2 for Super Nintendo. What we got up here? Some more games. DuckTales. They got Vestra. There's a Nintendo GameCube Disney game. Top Gun. I used to play that all the time. It wasn't a great game, but I really enjoyed the movie, so I just played the game. But it was horrible. I never really liked it. Very difficult too. There's G.I. Joe, Days of Thunder. I'm playing that a little bit. Here we got some WWF WrestleMania for the NES, 150 bucks. Still in the box, pretty cool. Down here we have this old 1992 Sega Genesis, complete in the box. You know, a few minutes ago we seen the Mega Drive, but it's the same thing. This is just the American version, and the Mega Drive was overseas. Alright my friends, that will pretty much conclude their toy picker area. Now let's move on and see what else we can find in here in the antique mall here in Mooresville. It's really been fun so far. That was a lot of cool stuff. Wow, look at some of this old stuff. These old cameras that they have here. Kind of spread out loose, as they say. Just pick them up. Look at that one there. A lot of old school stuff. It's old Mickey Mouse telephone. Look at these old phones here. Look at that one. Whoa. That thing looks like it come right out of Mayberry. Yeah, man, this stuff is awesome to look at. Check out that old vintage NASCAR picture we have down here. Vintage NASCAR poster. Actually, Bill Elliott driving the Bud car, and that's actually Junior Johnson right there next to him with the Bud girls. That is pretty cool. And then right over here, one of my favorite superhero films, if not my favorite. I think it is my favorite. I have a lot of love for Christopher Reeve's 1978 Superman movie. That's a cool picture of him in New York. Nice little photo op. He's my favorite Superman. One thing I can say about being in an antique mall like this, it can be quite overwhelming. There's just so much stuff to look at and so many little cubbies like this here. It has different artwork, but this one was really cool looking. You have a Groot, I Am Groot baby right here from Guardians of the Galaxy. But then you have this cool art piece of like the moon and craters all over it. And it's like a blood moon at that, because it's got like this red light in there. And then you have this UFO like beaming down, actually sucking somebody up in the beam. I don't know if you can see it, but look at the detail on that thing. It's like 3D. How fascinating that. And right there is the person being sucked up the tractor beam. You know, as Jim Carrey said, the tractor beam, it sucked me right in. This is a very interesting spot because they have like some tools down here for woodwork and things like that. And then all of a sudden, hey, we're going to throw some NASCAR in there. Look at that old Dale Jarrett picture up there. Right here's his old Quality Care Ford from 1996. I think that was the first time he drove. The 88 car was right there that year. I think that paint scheme. Then right over here they have his little trailer, the hauler. This is a cool little area. They have some Bigfoot stuff. Beware Bigfoot area. Yeah, all kind of Bigfoot belief signs and things like that. That Grogu down there, it looks pretty cool. Got a Jack Skellington like pumpkin that you could buy for Halloween and put your little light on there and make his eyes light up. That would look pretty awesome. Peace and love. You got some of these dinosaurs down here. Remember that dude right there in the first Jurassic Park movie where he come up and he ejected that crap out of his mouth in that guy's eyes, and that was the end of him. He was pretty hideous looking, and he's standing right next to an alien. A lot of aliens in here, a lot of alien stuff right there. Flying saucer. And just like that, we go to Jack Skellington again, all made out of metal. Pretty cool. See the weld areas on him. It's pretty neat. Look at his hands. He did a really good job with that. All right, friends, I'm looking at something. I want you to guess what it is. Okay? Yeah, it's wood, but it's design. There's a design going on here as we kind of slowly drop back. What do you think that is? All right, let's go a little bit more. Mr. Ed, does that ring a bell? What do you think, a horse? If you guessed a horse, you would be right. Check that out. That is fascinating. It's like driftwood art or something. All the way down to his hoofs. I don't think I have ever seen anything quite like this. But if you would like to purchase one, you can find it here in Mooresville at the Antique Mall. Check this old school typewriter out. Look at that. It's in the case. 85 bucks. So right here in this area, they have a lot of Hot Wheels here on display. And over here in this glass area display, they have some. And right there, I can't see the prices on all of them, but this one right here is actually $40. So there's something special going on there. I just don't know what it is. Yeah, it's pretty cool looking though. If you like that type of stuff. Oh man, they got a Back to the Future. I don't think I've ever seen one of these. That's pretty cool. That's Marty's truck at the end of the movie when he drives away with his girlfriend. When Doc shows up. Yeah, man, that's pretty awesome. Look at that Darth Vader. That's a case where you used to store all your Star Wars figures inside of them. I don't know what the heck Baboon Ball is. I never seen that one before, but it was kind of cool. Look at that old Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse with the umbrella. Oh man, that's pretty cool. At Tonka Construction, that's back when they used to make toys like it's metal. I was walking by and I seen these dolls over here. And then I look down here. Look at that Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan don't look nothing like that. But you know, that just struck me funny. When I seen that, I had to show you. Alright friends, now we are headed into the music area. As you see the Who, the classic rock band Who, right here behind me. We're going to check out some vinyl records and some vintage posters from different areas of music. They all got it all here. I can't show you everything, but I'm just kind of skim through and give you an idea of what's here in case you want to come see it for yourself. So right here we are, Old Dog Vinyl Records. This is where it all starts. They have tons of records here, as you can see. A lot of posters up on the wall, like Johnny Cash, like there's Rolling Stones, having that old vintage Farrah Fawcett back here. Even though she wasn't, you know, about music or anything, but she's definitely a pop culture icon from back in the day. Here's Jimi Hendrix. Just look at the records, and it's cool how they have them listed. Like, I thought that was actually a record they put a sticker on, but it's not. That's like the dividers that they made themselves. So just remember that when you're back here, that they didn't actually put stickers on the LPs you're going to be buying. And right here they have a quite large collection of 24 by 36 posters, or $20 a piece, that you can purchase. Buy a nice frame, put them up in an office or wherever you want to, you know, show it off. Here's yet more records. So we have records there, records here, and records all the way down through there. So if you are a fan of collecting vinyl, they have you covered. They have quite a bit there. Oh man, check out that Cobra up there. It looks pretty cool. It's all lit up. Check out that picture there, Maryland. Look at this. So we have some Kiss stuff. Hotter Than Hell, their second album. Right there is maybe my favorite Kiss album is Alive. Definitely my favorite live version of an album that I've ever heard. This in here made me a huge Kiss fan. The first time I heard this, as far as Kiss goes, my life changed. Without a doubt. Absolutely awesome. And then right down here is the follow-up album, which is what's on my shirt. This here is the Destroyer album. This is the one that really cemented them, I think, after the success of Alive and put them on the map. This right here really cemented them with hit songs like Detroit Rock City, Best, Shout It Out Loud, a lot of the favorites. Really cool. There's Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. One of my favorite, you know, metal bands from the 80s. It might be one of my favorite albums of all time. I don't think there's a bad song on that dang record. Check out all these cassettes. So it's not just records, they also have cassette tapes here also. I think they just have more, you know, records. Records is their big thing, but they do have some cassettes if you're into that type of stuff. Just kind of skimming around, let you see what they have here. Right there's a Johnny Cash, and got Dolly Parton, the old Van Halen record right there. It's pretty cool. Billy Idol. Look at that old picture. You know who that is? There used to be a show called Hee Haw back in the 80s, early 80s. I remember my parents watching that. That's Minnie Pearl. Now, I'm a huge Kiss fan, but I don't think I understand what's going on here. The era of that would be Animalize, which they had a hit song called Heaven's on Fire, because that's Mark St. John right there behind Gene Simmons, and right here's Eric Carr. And see, Mark St. John was only in Kiss for a very short period of time, and then he was replaced by Bruce Kulick. He was the guitarist between Vinnie Vincent and Bruce Kulick. And then down here, for some reason, all in the same like frame, they got this AC/DC $1 bill. That's so bizarre to have that together. I don't know why. And right here, look at this balloon. That's kind of cool. Put something in there. Hang it outside. Jack Skellington. Oh, check that out. That's pretty cool. You post that in your front yard at Halloween. Jason Voorhees and his best friend Freddy Krueger. Have Snoopy and a few different variations. Oh man, they got a Tom and Jerry. You don't see that much anymore. There's another goodie and an oldie. There's a Roadrunner. And this area here has a lot of Star Wars stuff and figures. If you're into that type of thing, you have a lot of different kind of Star Wars action figures. There's some DC stuff back here. Plenty of Funko Pops. I'm telling you, Funko Pops. I cannot believe how popular Funko Pops still are all these years later. I really thought it was just going to be kind of a one and done, maybe cool for a year or two fad. But I was wrong. It doesn't matter where you go. Funko Pops are everywhere. Look at that Mickey Mouse. That's a 50th anniversary Disney World with Cinderella Castle. So this area that I'm in right now, they've got a little bit of everything here. You almost feel like when I'm back here, I'm in somebody's house, like a distant relative, but not like somebody you see every day. And it's kind of dark, but they just have trinkets and nuggets of stuff everywhere. I mean, it's just all kinds of stuff, like race car things that's been autographed and signed by different people. Look at all this stuff they have. And then you have this, you know. It's an Aunt Jemima cookie jar for $400. They have a few of them in there. Look at that. That is so old school. But you won't ever be able to find this again because Aunt Jemima's not even on the pancake box no more, or the syrup. So they have a little bit of everything here. And then up here at the top, they got a lot of NASCAR stuff. Cereal boxes. I guess hanging on to cereal boxes must be a thing. Look at these cars here. Huh. Oh, there we go. Shelby, I know what that is. And then right here, of course, you have to have that Uncle Eddie. So this area right here has a plethora of different forms of media. They have some DVDs. They have records that you can kind of go through and pick out your favorites. A lot of different records in here. I mean, they got all kinds of stuff. And then this over here, this whole rack is all DVDs. And this one was really interesting. I don't consider myself a big time horror movie person. I mean, I've seen a lot of different horror movies over the years, but that's fascinating. I didn't even know this existed. Friday the 13th Part 3 3D, and it actually comes with 2 pairs of 3D glasses. Huh. I think that's the first one where Jason finally gets his mask, I believe. But you don't see that every day. And that's the good thing about coming to antique you know, malls like this, because you're going to see some stuff that you probably didn't even know existed unless you just live in it, you know. And right here we have some horror, some of the more spookier items, all kinds of stuff. Look at this Pennywise mask they have here. This bag, God, he was freaky. Pennywise. Old Georgie. Georgie always gets it. Look at a Dracula poster right there. That's pretty cool. And then my favorite is always Freddy Krueger. Robert Englund's Freddy Krueger is my favorite. Let me clarify that. Check out little Freddy out there. Like there's Ghostface. Really cool. Oh, The Exorcist. Yeah. There's the lunchbox if you like carrying around, you know, a pail with vomit spewing demon on the side of it. There's a Conjuring 2. They have all kinds of stuff here actually. That looks pretty cool. Halloween 3 up there. Michael Myers, oversized Funko stuff. A lot of horror stuff here. Not my favorite thing as I get older, but when I was younger, yeah, I used to love watching those hack 'em up movies, man. So I gotta say, I hit the mother load for NASCAR things. They have a lot of NASCAR stuff here to look at. All kinds of cars. Old Jimmy Johnson right there. Look at old Dale Jr. These are the, what, 164 cars. They're like $15 a piece. Old Tony Stewart right there. Oh my God, look at that old Dale Jarrett. That was the car I think he raced at Kansas and wrecked the crap out of that thing. It was a fast car, but man, he crashed it. But I really like that car. I actually had that on the 124 scale, but he didn't have much luck in it very long. But back in the day, I just thought that was such a cool paint scheme with the flames all over it. And right here in this part of the same booth, he has a lot of collectibles. Right there's the 124 scales with the box. Really nice. He's got quite the collection here. He just said that he was going to head off to Daytona in a few weeks and do some and sell some of the stuff down there. But he's got quite the collection of die casts here, no doubt about it. Check these cars out. Yeah, I think some of these actually has signatures on it. Oh, these, wow, that's pretty cool. That's the Dale Earnhardt Peter Max car right there. This is a really cool booth. Have these old trains. Man, I used to love trains when I was a kid. Trains and slot cars. That used to be my probably most interesting thing I like to do. Other than play outside. If I was inside, it was always like trains like this. I enjoyed that a lot. They have a nice little section here. They have these booths. Have a lot of different trains. Look at that in here. It's $180 for that train. I know when we go to Epcot at Walt Disney World over in the German Pavilion, they got a huge outdoor train set that runs, and me and my wife, every time we go, we always kick back and watch the trains go around the track just for a little bit before we continue on to eat something else or drink something else there at Epcot. So this booth right here is very interesting because it has an old vintage, well, it has some old vintage typewriters, but right here on the wall they have this picture that's very rarely do you see it in circulation of all the old Winston Cup Series drivers. I mean, look, right there's Cale Yarborough, who recently passed away. Back there's Benny Parsons. Right there's Davey Allison. There's Dale Waltrip, Harry Gant, Bobby Allison, and right there's Tim Richmond. And this is the famous Tim Richmond photo that I can't really go down anymore. And if you know anything about this picture, they have it here. We're just gonna back up now. But if you look really close to where Tim Richmond is standing, if you ever have a chance, or look it up on Google, All right, friends, that will conclude my video today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me here at the Antique Mall Tour here in Mooresville, North Carolina, Race City, USA. A lot of good stuff in there. Definitely have to make your way down here and give it a try. And if you do, don't eat before you come here, because they have some really good options here in Mooresville to eat, because right next door to the Antique Mall, you have Barcelona burgers, really good burgers in there. You have pizza right over here at, I think it's called a Lino's. I've only been in there like twice, it's been a while, but they have wood-fired ovens where they cook the pizzas in, which really makes the crust crispy, and I like that a lot, really delicious. And here recently, me and my wife tried Bay's Burgers just right uptown, maybe not even a mile away, right here on Main Street. Bay's Burgers is really good too. We tried their burgers the other day, and French fries Parmesan with a side of the Bay sauce. It was really delicious. Highly recommend that too if you're into hamburgers, which most people are. I love smash burgers. If you've watched this channel for any period of time, you know I will share with you some good burger spots every now and then. So yeah, that's all I got for you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe, give me a like, I appreciate it, and then I will see you in the next video, friends. Remember, Fridays and Mondays I upload in the mornings. Please be there, hang out with me, be a lot of fun. I'm gonna take you somewhere cool, I promise. Y'all stay safe out there. I hope to see you again soon. Hitchhiking Yeti, I'm all done today. Y'all have a good day.